Hello, everybody. Hello. So I have been at my parents' house for like the last 3 weeks, and I've been traveling around and doing some other things, and it's been amazing. And one thing about staying at mom's house is there's always food here, right? Like, there's always plenty of food. And when I was in Asheville for Private Money Profits last weekend, the ladies and I and mom and dad went to Biltmore for the day. And guys, if you are a real estate nerd like I am and you don't have a season pass to Biltmore, I'm really questioning how nerdy you are. If you do have an annual pass to Biltmore, call me because I am totally ready to go with anybody who wants to nerd out and go to Biltmore pretty much anytime. All right. So side note there. But anyway, I'm at mom and dad's house, and when we went to Biltmore, we went to Asheville for Private Money Profits to learn about how to borrow money from other people and then do real estate deals, right? That's what we were in Asheville for, but we went to Biltmore so that we could see the big house and have some fun and just get out of the classroom and stretch our legs a little bit. While we were at the Biltmore Winery, because, let's be honest, she planted a vineyard and drank the wine. That's the second part of my favorite Bible verse. But while we were at the winery, we were checking out, and they had this honey mustard at the checkout counters in the winery. And they got the pretzels so you can dip in there and you can try it. And I bought 2 of those big honking jars of this honey mustard. It is delicious. It's like real honey and then mustard seeds. And, you know, that mustard flavor, like, I don't know how they make the honey mustard, but it's like thick and full of these little bitty seeds. When I started in real estate, like now, Whitney buys houses, my base is my favorite Bible verse, like the whole thing my company is built on now is Proverbs 31:16. She goes to inspect a field and she buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard. Okay? My favorite Bible verse. I absolutely adore it. To me, it says that this is a lady who knows her market. She knows what she's wanting to buy. She knows what she's wanting to do in this area. She doesn't ask her husband for permission to go buy the land. She doesn't ask her daddy for the money to go buy the land. She goes to inspect a field. It passes her inspection, and she buys it. The second part says, with her earnings, she plants a vineyard. A Proverbs 31 woman's got a lot of things going on. And with her earnings from her business adventures, she plants a vineyard on her land. One is for generational wealth, but the second reason is for the wine. That's not how my preacher interprets. That's just how I interpret it. But anyway, that's not the Bible verse that I have always based Whitney Buys Houses on. The first Bible verse that I ever based Whitney Buys Houses on when I was absolutely getting started was Matthew 17:20. If you will have the faith of a mustard seed, you can tell this mountain to move from here to there. So in church tonight, we're talking about Paul and Acts and how Paul still had a really good attitude even though he was in this shithole of a situation. Again, my interpretation, not the preacher's. And he still had this really good attitude. He still had the faith of a mustard seed that he was doing God's work. And I'm eating this honey mustard like every day with a chicken salad because we've always got food at mom's house. And we've got these little bitty mustard seeds in the honey mustard. And it's not that I'd forgotten Matthew 17:20. It's just that I'd been focused so much on something else that I forgot where I started. And when I started, it was Matthew 17:20. I was going up against the big dogs. I was going up against the big boys. I was going into an arena where these sellers could tell me no. They could laugh at me. They could tell me that they were waiting on my husband to get there to do the negotiations. They could tell me I didn't know enough. They could tell me I didn't have enough experience. All these sellers could tell me all of these different things, but I kept lining up appointments, and I kept signing contracts, and I kept doing deals. Because it takes the faith of a mustard seed, this tiny, tiny little thing. I mean, one of the smallest things that God makes that you can actually like see and hold. And those things are potent, y'all. All right? It doesn't take a whole lot to light your mouth on fire. But it takes the faith of a mustard seed for you to know that they may say no. They may laugh at you. They may kick you out of their house. They may cuss you out on the phone. They may say all sorts of terrible things to you. The buyers may not show up as fast as you want. The other people on your team may drop the ball. They may flake out on you. All sorts of things can happen. But when you keep that faith, the deals keep lining up. The deals keep coming through. The deals keep showing up in weird, random, unexplainable ways. And I'll remember the third deal that I ever did. And I'm pretty much just like chanting Matthew 17:20, like all day, every day. Like people are, my mom, my boyfriend, everybody's confused. Nobody knows what I'm doing. I've done a couple deals, but maybe it was just a fluke. You know, all this stuff. I'm getting hit from all different angles. But I know, do not be afraid. Right? Do not fear. Keep the faith. Keep going. And that's what I did. So my third deal, I bought a 5-bedroom, 5-bath house for like $275,000. I bought it on May the 3rd. I graduated from boot camp, February 14th. And May the 3rd, I had 5 houses under contract. Okay, so I went from February, I got 1 house signed. On St. Patrick's Day, I got 2 houses signed. And May the 3rd, I got 2 more houses signed. So, February 27th, March 17th, and May 3rd, I got 5 contracts signed in 3 days. But I was doing some stuff in the meantime too, right? But it's not all day, every day that you get these leads. It's not all day, every day that people sign your contracts. But I had 2 days where 2 different people signed my contracts. And I had no money involved. May the 3rd, I remember that because it was the church's golf tournament. I went to the church's golf tournament, did the kickoff or the puck drop or whatever it is they call it when you start flailing the balls out in the air. And then I went and signed 1 contract in Powell. And that afternoon, I went to Jefferson City and signed a 2nd contract because it takes the faith of a mustard seed to get these deals done. To make this mountain move from here to there, it takes the faith of a mustard seed. So this 1 house that I signed that day did not sell. I did not make any money. We both backed out of the contract. It ended up being a bad situation for both of us. We just backed out. But the 2nd house that I signed, and then we ran back to the church golf tournament, Mom and I, was a 5-bedroom, 5-bath house for $275,000 that I myself could not afford. I could not afford it. I could not go to the bank and get a loan on it. I could not put money down on it. I didn't even have enough people to go in on me and move in it if I got stuck with these payments. This was a big house. It was practically 2 houses because upstairs was 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, and downstairs was 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. It had a full kitchen in the basement, had a full kitchen upstairs, had laundry room downstairs. I mean, it was kind of like a duplex, but it was built for the parents to live upstairs, and then they had grown children that were living in the basement. I think it was grown children, maybe it was other people. But the coolest part about that house, the 3rd house that I was able to make some money on, close on, is the man that owned it was a preacher. And so he was married to the preacher's wife. And she ran a Christian bookstore in Pigeon Forge. And they signed the paperwork that day on May the 3rd. I ended up closing it before the end of June, before Jason and I went on vacation. I made like $5,000 in 6 weeks. I found somebody else that wanted to take over the lease option. And this is when I was assigning my deals. So I gave the deal back after I made my money. But one of the coolest things was I told them when I was talking to them, when I was digging into the information, when I was going through my procedure, or what I thought was my procedure, it was my third deal. I didn't have a system in place yet. I was just totally making mistakes and taking massive action and getting it done, right? But I told them, or maybe I had a bookmark, or maybe I had a sticker. I don't really remember how it got started, but I had Matthew 17:20 like doodled in my notebook or somewhere around about the mustard seed. Because it takes the faith of a mustard seed to make these deals happen sometimes. To move that mountain from here to there, it takes the faith of a mustard seed. And I was telling them that, and I'll be doggone if I wasn't up in Pigeon Forge like the next week, just shopping, just hanging out. I don't really remember what I was looking for or what I was doing up there, but I know Jason and I were up there, and we went to what's that mill restaurant on the creek in Pigeon Forge, like on the back road, whatever that was. We went to lunch there, and we were just kind of piddling around. And if I didn't end up in their Christian bookstore, and if they didn't have, I was standing at the cash register with them, and they had necklaces with mustard seeds in them. These pretty little dainty necklaces with these mustard seeds in it, and I bought it. I mean, faster than I could swipe my card, I bought it. And I wore that necklace with those mustard seeds in it for like the next year and a half because, y'all, it takes the faith of a mustard seed, this little bitty nothing, to move that mountain from there to there and to get these deals done and make that money, honey. That's all it takes. And I've been eating this honey mustard from Asheville and thinking about private money profits and thinking about first deal done fast and thinking about getting my first deals done fast and thinking about how amazing it is when you keep that faith, even though you're going up against the big guys, even though you're going up against, I don't have the money, I don't have the experience, I don't have this, I don't have that. It just takes the faith of a mustard seed to get these deals done, because it's not about you. I tell the ladies in First Deal Done Fast this all the time. It's not about you and what you know and what you can do and what you've done and all these things. It's about the seller and what they've got going on and what you can help them do and what, when you take this house from them, what problems you take off their shoulders. And you make the offers. We make 3 offers on every house that we look at. We have 4 rules sometimes that we go by. But if that doesn't suit you, then you're welcome to make your own rules or to try and then come back and say, no, your rules are pretty good. But no matter what, you have to believe in this little bitty ounce of faith that it's not about you. All you're doing is being the vehicle to let God work. You've got goals, you've got dreams, you've got some things that you need to clear up, you've got some things going on in your life, you've got things that you want to allow for yourself, your kids, your husband, you've got all those things going on. Absolutely, totally true. And if you take massive action, and you're consistent, and you keep the faith, and you keep going, even when they laugh at you, even when they tell you it's impossible, even when they hang up on you, all the time, it does not matter. It takes the faith of a mustard seed to get these deals done. A Proverbs 31 woman goes to inspect the field, and she buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard for generational wealth because she knows her stuff, and she can get these deals done. She's got the faith of a mustard seed. She keeps herself positive even when she's in, like Paul was in jail. And when you read Acts, you barely even know that he is suffering because he had the faith. Because you've got the faith. because you can get these deals done. You have to keep going. You have to stay consistent. And the rest will line up just the perfect way. There's sellers out there that need you. There's absolutely sellers out there who need you all day, every day. I don't care how hot your market is. I don't care how you don't have the money to afford it. I don't care about your excuses. I've been there. My ladies have been there. I had a lady today who's getting owner financing on 2 duplexes, and I think she's putting like $5,000 down total because she's got the faith of a mustard seed. I got another lady looking at a commercial piece of land in South Carolina. Do it to it, baby. She was like, well, what if I can't sell it? What if I don't have anybody that's going to rent it immediately? Is it okay if I keep it? Yeah, it's okay for you to keep it. Absolutely, it's okay for you to keep it. You keep that land. You plant your vineyard on it. Give it to your kids later. Use it as the starting to your portfolio. I started everything, all of this stuff, with one little piece of dirt and grass, 1.07 acres. I didn't inspect it. I just bought it. I still have it. I haven't seen it in like 4 years, but I still got it. I pay the taxes on it. It's like $15 a year. I love all of the deals. I love the deals where you make $1 million. I love the deals where you get a deal done and you get the experience, you get the confidence, you get the proof in the pudding, you get the social proof, you get the testimonials. All of that works. And all of that is good for you and your future. I love all of the deals. I love helping all of the sellers. I love talking to all of the tenant buyers, all of the renters, all of the regular buyers. I love it all. When I was fighting against the big guys in the beginning, just had that little taste of faith. And I held on to it. I'm fighting the big guys again on a totally different battle. But I've got that mustard seed. Right? To move that mountain from here to there, to move this deal from here to there, to line this event up from here to there. Everything that I got planned starts right here. Everything that I have planned, God thinks is a joke because His plan is way bigger. Just like for you. You want to get one deal done by the end of the year? He wants you to get one deal done every month. With ease and grace and class and consistency. And you can do it. I know you can. Those deals are out there. Those sellers are out there. Your buyers are out there. It's all just waiting on you. You can get there through First Deal Done Fast. You can get there through free YouTube videos. You can get there through Private Money Profits. You can get there. If you want my help, let me know. I'd love to help you get there. But remember, it takes the faith. It takes the consistency. It takes the positive energy, the positive atmosphere. It takes all of that working together to get these deals done. But I know you can do it. That idea and that dream wouldn't be in your head if you couldn't do it. You'd have another dream. You'd have another idea. When you tell me you want to be a real estate investor, I believe you. And I know you can do it. Because I'm just a girl from Powell, Tennessee. And if I can do this, you can too. All right? Y'all let me know if you have any questions. Mwah! You can do this with the mustard seed. That's all it takes. And a little bit of grit, determination, positive attitude like Paul, and a plan. But you can do it. I know you can. Bye, y'all.